Kelly has been studying up on this meal plan to give us all some kind of a
I
lowdown.
know. I've been doing my homework the past 2 days. You know why I did this, Jen? Because if I had to learn it to tell everyone else, then it would force me to know what I needed to do versus winging it for the next 80 days. So, mostly we're going to talk about nutrition, but I'm going to do a little overview because I just kind of went through the starter guide and the nutrition guide to take some notes and like learn everything that I could to share with you guys. So what I did is I made myself a little binder. I got at Target, and on the front, can't really see that well, but in the sleeve I put my calendar. That's the word I was looking for, so that I can mark off each day. You know what? I don't know how to mute everyone. Jen, should we, or did you? Oh, it looks like you did now. Okay. So I'll try not to look down at them too much. So for the 80-day obsession, like the workout portion, it's 80 different workouts. So a different one each day, which if you're not familiar with any of the programs, if 80-day obsession is your like introduction to Beachbody workouts, typically it's maybe like a week of workouts that kind of repeat themselves throughout the program. And this one, it's 80 different ones. So that's like, I don't think any other program has ever been like this. I could be wrong, not any that I'm familiar with. So that's really good. And then it's focusing on 6 areas, which it didn't really, I'm assuming it means 6 different areas of your body. It didn't really like specifically say that, but that's how I read it. And this setup is supposed to help you avoid plateaus. So that's really cool. The time nutrition aspect of it is to help you maximize energy and promote healthy fat loss and muscle recovery and growth. So that's the reason for the time nutrition and why it's being done this way. And then refeed days will happen in phase 2. We're not going to talk too much about those because I think we're going to do another call when phase 2 comes around, because that's about, I think, a month or 26 days away or something based on what I was looking at on the calendar. So we'll go more into depth with those. But that is to give you more carbs, which helps you from hitting a wall and losing energy and stuff like that. So like I said, we'll go into that more later, but just wanted to let you know. And then they also wanted to say that self-care is pretty important for this program. Just because it is so intense that you're training like an athlete, so you want to take care of your body like an athlete. So you want to make sure you're stretching more and using those foam rollers. If you can do a massage, treat yourself to one of those as like a treat for, getting through each phase, that type of thing. Make sure you're getting plenty of sleep, and then also Epsom salt baths are a great way to help your muscle recovery. My cat, I think, is scratching outside the door. I'm like, what is that noise? Okay. Has everyone, I guess, unmute yourself if you have questions on this, but you were supposed to beforehand go through and make sure you understood which meal plan you were doing. Did anybody have questions on that, or is everybody good? You give me a thumbs up on the screen. Okay, cool. All right. So that was kind of the biggest aspect of the starter guide portion. So we'll move on and get right into the time nutrition part. Okay, so within the meal plan, there is a page that looks like this, and it is your time nutrition meal plan. So what I did is I knew that for the most part, probably 9 out of 10 times, I'm going to be doing my workout at night, because I just don't think with an hour-long workout, I have to wake up far too early to get in my workout and everything. So what I did, it gives you examples on these sheets. So if you have that printed out to look at, you'll just want to use that to make sure that you're planning out your meals correctly. And Autumn put in there, she tells you exactly how to do each, or what each meal should be for you for the day. It tells you when you should have your purples, your greens, your reds, all of that. So while this seems kind of confusing at first, I think it's actually going to be like a lot better because it's going to, it takes out the guesswork. For me, when I was trying to plan meals in the past, I'd be like putting my food down. I'm like, oh wait, I already have too many purples. Wait, I didn't get enough reds. So this is telling you exactly what to eat and when. So I think that's going to be super helpful once you kind of get the hang of it. And I think you can probably do that pretty quickly. And my other suggestion, while you learn how to do all of this, is to keep it super simple, unless you're a person who can, I don't know. When recipes come into hand and then I have to figure out like what all it is, like what color containers are going to each thing. So it's better for me to keep it to chicken, broccoli, pasta, like that just makes it easier for me. So while you learn, I think it's better to keep it simple at first. And then as you get more comfortable and feel like you can kind of figure out how the containers work and all that, you can fix it up and get a little fancier. But yeah, so just going back to the time nutrition real quick, it says when you eat matters just as much as what you eat, which is again the reason for the time nutrition, and it can help ensure that your muscles have the protein that they need during those building up phases. And then has everyone had a chance to look at the workout blocks? Do you want me to go into like details on that? Do you feel comfortable with it? I have notes that I can go through, but if you're like, no, I got it, then I don't want to. Maybe. What do you think, Jen? You think I should go into details? I think she's unmuting. 1 second.
I couldn't figure out how to unmute myself. I mean, I think it's pretty laid out unless people have specific questions about it, because I know like if you don't want to eat that big pre-workout meal, if you're working out in the morning, you can.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. So from a couple of our, like, because some of the coaches are in a group with Autumn. So if you're not in that group, she was kind of saying like if you're an early morning person that works out, you don't have to necessarily wait that hour and a half. Like she personally will eat and then goes directly to working out. She doesn't have to let her food settle. So it really it's based on you as a person, what you know about your body. So that's one thing. Just don't freak out like, I have to wake up at 3 a.m. to eat and let my food settle and work out. So it's really about making it work for you. And as the time goes on, and if you have questions, always post in the group and we can kind of help you figure it out if there's something that's not working for you. But that is something to think about. And then
wait, real quick. There was also, I noticed in mine at the very end, it gave you like the 3 examples, but then it said like just timed nutrition without supplements. Mm-hmm. So in case you don't have supplements, it basically just tells you that you have to have like your pre-workout an hour before, or I can't remember. I don't have my notes in front of me, but then it just says like every 2 to 3 hours. So it kind of gives you a better idea. It's not so structured, but so if you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you have to do it, your workout, then you can look at that one too, probably. That's all.
And I think if you're doing if you're not doing the performance line, you can eat your post-workout right after. Is that right, Kelly? Right after your workout?
Yes, because you're not doing the recover, yes. Recharges at night. And I think, do you still eat the fruit? I don't remember. Let me see.
You add the fruit into that post-workout meal if you're not doing recover. So if you're not doing the performance line, go to the last page. I think it's page 11 on mine, and it will give you your meal plan timing because it'll be just slightly different since you're not doing the performance line.
Yeah. I printed this all out in black and white because that's what we had at work, and then I was like, oh, I don't know what any of these color containers are. So I had to go in with my little markers and like color in the stuff.
Sorry, one question.
Yes.
I'm following the vegan plan.
Oh, okay.
In my plan, it doesn't show any option for if you're not using the performance line.
Ooh, let me see.
I think the only difference is your post-workout, you'll add your fruit into a post-workout and it'll be immediately after your workout. Well, you don't have to wait that couple hours after your workout.
Okay.
I think that all the containers should still be the same with each meal.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, yeah, I was just confused about that.
Let me see if I had any notes that. Oh, there was something in there. Your option 1 meal can be swapped for your pre-workout meal if you want. So when you look at it, there's like I think it's a red, a purple, and a teaspoon. Yeah. Instead of having that green, yellow, red, and a teaspoon, you could have the purple, red. If that's too, like if the other meal is too heavy for a pre-workout meal for you, she said you can swap those 2 options. And then Shakeology works great as your red right there. And you could easily, if you wanted, you could somehow you could put your teaspoon and or your fruit into your shake and just have a thing, or you can break it up.
Banana and a peanut butter, like a shake, half banana.
Yeah. Just depending on, I personally, I can't have bananas that early in the morning. They make me not feel good. But yeah, I mean, if you wanted to combine it all, I'm trying greens in my shake for the first time because I'm actually doing my shakes in the afternoon as my pre-workout meal. And I'm like, I was doing them I started doing it last week, but I didn't have the green in there because I was doing a rice cake with peanut butter and then having my shake with it. But I wasn't doing the green. I was trying to figure out a good way to like fit that in. So I'm going to try spinach and see what it's like. A lot of people say you can't taste it. So I'm hoping the texture doesn't get to me. So we'll see how that goes. But if, guys, one of the biggest things you can do we're going to be together a long time, 80 days. So if you find things that work for you, make sure you're sharing them in the group and I have I brought visual aids to kind of show you things that I'm doing to try and help keep myself organized. But as you come across like great ideas that you're like, oh, why didn't I think of this before? Share them in the group because that might help someone else out. So that's one of the biggest things that I can say. And then I'm not doing recharge. I'm doing the rest of the performance line, but that comes 30 minutes before bed. And then all your meals fit in between. And I went through and I did the alarms. Did everybody do that? Did anyone not do that? I think that's going to help me kind of stay on track. And then I have another thing that's helping me stay on track that I'll show you in a minute. I mean, it's all about what works. Yep, just like that. So I would highly suggest that as a tool to kind of make sure you're eating. Now, my only thing that I'm a little bit nervous about, and I don't know if somebody has thoughts for like my days are pretty structured during the week when I'm at work, but when I'm running around like a crazy person on my days off, I'm a little bit nervous about getting all my meals in. I don't know if anyone else has seen that. I'm actually off on Thursday and Friday this week because I took a couple days off. So I'm going to see how that goes with kind of going out and about and then also fitting in timed nutrition. So Jen, have you had any thoughts on that? I know you're always running around with your kids and all that, so I don't know if you have.
Just going to try like the night before to look at what hours I'm going to be gone and make sure I have those foods packed and ready because yes, like there's lots of times where I'm gone from 2:30 until 8:30. So I'm going to have to pre-plan. Like I don't like to pre-plan, but with this, you're going to have to. So I'll have to just get those containers and things that I can pack and don't need to heat up to take with me.
The thing that I'm going to show in a minute might work well for you. So we'll see. I think that was mostly all my notes for everything. Does everyone feel pretty comfortable with this so far? Is anyone freaking out like they don't know what the heck they're going to do for the next 80 days? Feel free to I'm totally not paying attention to the group chat over here. Let me see if there's questions.
Julietta, is that how you pronounce your name? Julietta?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Julietta. Yeah.
Because you're freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, because my schedule all week is all over the place between school and work. So it's never the same. So I always have to think about it now, I guess, the night before to see what workout blocks I have to do for that.
And I'm sorry, Julietta, are you the one that's doing the vegan meal plan?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure, because I'm not a vegan, I'm not sure what kind of things you're choosing to eat, but here I'll show you real quick my little visuals that I have going. So I made bags like this. That says number 1 on it. So this is my first meal of the day. And inside, I have a little apple, and I have 2 boiled eggs. And the other thing that I would have liked to have done is, because I'm going to have peanut butter with my apples, and I wanted to do the little packs, but since we get, like, they have little cups, like peanut butter cups that are single servings, and I was going to do those, but since we get a lot more teaspoons than we do with the other programs by Beachbody, it was going to be a little pricey, so I just bought like a jar of peanut butter to keep at my desk at work. And then, because I'm a crazy person that needs organization to survive in these kind of things, I went a step further and I did a tub. And these you can get like for $1 at most places. So I'm lucky in the sense that I have another refrigerator in our garage, so it's kind of becoming my meal prep station. So I know that not everybody is that lucky, but you can probably, I mean, if depending on what your family and looks like and all that, you can keep these in your fridge. And then I have a tub of all I prepped for the week. I have 5 of these in this little tub. And then just to give you an example of I am not completely done. I did a lot of work today. Like, it took me a long time to do up my meal prep, but I did like a lot of meal prep today in hopes that throughout the rest of the week, I don't really have to think all that much. So my second meal of the day, I have another bag. So I'm not doing all the like Tupperware and fancy Fit Jacks meal lunch kit things. That doesn't work for me. It's all about what works for you and what's going to keep you organized. So inside this bag, these snack bags, I think Jen had mentioned it in one of her videos, they are perfect for the purple and green containers. Like, if you fill one of these up, you don't even have to deal with the container itself, because that's the same size. So I have broccoli, and I bought, obviously this doesn't work for you, Julietta, but I did chicken that I used the red scoop, like I used my red container and I portioned it out into bags. And then after I get off this call, I have to go finish, and I'm doing some like skillet potatoes as my yellow to go with that. And I think, I was trying to remember off the top of my head, I think I get a teaspoon with that too. So I was thinking about doing pesto, which to do that, I'm sure, Jen, I probably was supposed to do some sort of fixate pesto, but ain't nobody got time for that. So I bought this container, and it is Buitoni, I think. You can get it in like the refrigerator section where the pasta is. So there's like a little thing, and I'm just going to scoop out and maybe mix my chicken with that, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I really don't like chicken. It's not my most favorite thing to eat, but I know it's like good for me, and it's easy on the go. So I'm going to try mixing it with some pesto to give it a little bit of flavor, as long as I get a teaspoon with that meal. I need to double check on that. And then some of the other things I just did some like snack bags with carrots and celery. And the meal that I'm doing this with, I'm doing mashed avocado. Now, I wish I'd brought one of those over here, but I didn't. Avocado gets gross like once you cut it. So what I did is I did the little cups of guacamole, classic guacamole, and you can get those in the produce section. I got mine at Aldi today. So, but they have, I think Holy Guacamole is a brand that's at most grocery stores, but whatever I got was the brand that they carry at Aldi. But those are like a single portion, and then I dip my veggies in those, which sounds weird, but I tried it actually on the 3-day refresh, and I was like, oh, that's not so bad. So I'm doing that, and I can't remember what the other, I think it's a purple. I think I'm going to do grapes or something just as a snack. But the thing that I've noticed is going to be a little bit weird is like my lunch. I'm really eating kind of around, or what I would think of as my lunch, which is going to be this second meal. I'm going to be eating it around 10:30 because it's a little bit bigger meal. But then the thing that I'll eat more around lunchtime is kind of, it's the thing that I was just showing you. This, like, it's going to be like more of a snack meal than like a lunchtime meal. So it'll be a little bit of a weird like mindset to get around, but I think it'll be, once you get used to it. It's just kind of weird to be eating chicken and broccoli at 10:30 in the morning, but it is what it is. If I see the results, I'll be like, whatever, It doesn't matter.
And Autumn said you can switch the meal option. You can't mix up the containers. Like the containers that are in meal 1 have to stay in meal 1. The containers that are in meal 2 have to stay in meal 2. Like you can't rearrange containers, but you can rearrange the meal. So if you want to eat meal 3 for breakfast, you can. Or if you want to eat meal 2, so you don't have to eat meal 1, 2, 3 in order. They just have to stick with the right containers because they want that protein with that purple, or that they want the right combination when you do eat them. And then she wants you to eat every 2 to 3 hours. So you can switch those up a little bit depending on the time of day.
Oh yeah, the other thing that I had noticed, just as a way to keep life simple, the pre and the post workout are the same exact containers. So that's kind of an easy thing to remember. And I remember it because it's like a stoplight. It's green, yellow, red. But the other thing, one of the things that I'm going to do for dinner to kind of get in my veggies and my protein, just because it's an easy thing to do, is stir fry. Because I'm not a big salad person. I don't love to eat salads, but I do like stir fry. So you can put in, like, I got edamame, that's a yellow. So if I do like either tofu or chicken, I can mix that in with some veggies, and then that's a green, yellow, and a red. So that's a good way to kind of think about your meals. And also, I will say, like, I am kind of planning for the same meal for 5 days, which I'm probably gonna breakfast isn't so bad. Like, I don't mind earlier in the day, but it's like lunch and dinner, I get a little bit tired, so I might have to recycle. Like, maybe I'll throw my chicken from my lunch into my stir fry at night and figure out something else for that earlier meal. So let's see if there's any questions.
Anyone have questions about this timed nutrition stuff?
I see Heather asked if I don't see why we couldn't do 2 shakes a day, as long as they're both reds. I don't see any reason that you couldn't have that. I didn't see anywhere where they said only 1 shake a day. But I know you're like me, Heather, where we have a little bit of a surplus of shakes on hand, so that's a good thing to think about.
She did say do not switch brackets. So like if you're in meal plan A or say you're in meal plan C and you lose weight and feel like you should go down to meal plan B, she said don't switch in the middle of a phase. So even if you lose weight and you would then calculate into a lower meal plan, don't switch. Stay in the meal plan you started with in phase 1, and then we'll recalculate for phase 2.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be feeling starving. She said sometimes if you're feeling really, really hungry, you do have to move up to the next bracket. She said there was one girl in the test group that wasn't getting any results, and she was struggling, and she was feeling hungry, and she moved her up to the next bracket with more food, and all of a sudden she started losing weight. So it's set up, so you need that food, even though it seems like a lot of food sometimes.
And like I had said in our page, make sure that you are calculating and not just assuming that if you've always been plan A, that you're plan A this time, because I'm typically plan A and I'm plan B for this program. So a lot of food.
We'll be working hard, I think.
I know. I was like, dang, what am I going to do with it? Like, but the thing, I was like, oh my gosh, I get 3 carbs. I remember I would make like tacos and I'd be like, well, I have to choose between beans or I can't remember what the other thing is that I use. Oh, rice, beans or rice. I can't have both, or I would have to do like half a container, and then I had to do a bowl and do a tortilla.
Mm-hmm.
So many options. And like I said, we will, during refeed days on phase 2, those happen every 2 weeks, and you'll get supplemental carbs in there, but we'll, where I think it's like, for me, I don't know about each program, for me, I think I get 5 carbs on those days. I don't even know how I'm going to be eating all those. So, yep.
10 more minutes. Anybody have any questions, concerns, excitement?
I have one question.
Okay.
For stuff like the workout block examples or the plan menu and stuff, how it like divides all the containers. The only thing I'm confused about it is because I'm looking at my examples and none of them like really match up to my containers. So I'm a little confused of when I'm supposed to eat certain things.
When did you print that? I remember them saying something that there was a mix-up, I think, on the vegan plan. Like your veggies don't match or something.
Yeah, there's like way too many veggies.
It says 4.
Yeah, because there's like, I only have 4 veggies, but they're showing like 5, 6 on here.
No,
even
I think
more
it's the
fats and stuff.
I think it's the 4. Do you remember seeing that, Jen? I remember somebody asking that question, and they had addressed. I thought they were going to be fixing it, but
Did you print it off today?
I printed it off, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday when I printed it off.
I'll double check on it and message you.
Okay, yeah, because I'm a little confused because I'm not sure when I'm supposed to eat because there's so many like greens and blues on here, and I'm only allowed 1 blue and 4 greens.
What plan bracket are you in for the vegan?
I'm in
one?
Plan A.
Okay. I'll check it and check in the coach test group and let you know.
Okay.
I do remember them saying, though, that there was a typo.
Any other questions? Who's working out in the morning with me? Yay. Getting it over with.
I thought, I was like, I'm going to be a morning person. I'm going to do this. And then I saw the workouts were an hour long. And I was like, I have to leave by 6 to get to work. I was like, I don't know if I can make that happen.
I think
I'm going to try and do it a couple days this week because I have things in the evening. So I set like 7 alarms to make myself get up.
Miracle morning.
I know. I'm so behind. I just got a mentor at work, and he gave me a book to listen to. So I've been listening to that because I was like, oh, well, if I asked somebody to be my mentor and they gave me an assignment, then I better do it.
Any other questions before we hop off? Thanks for getting on, guys. Post.
Yeah.
Make
How
your
many
meal
people ended up? I
ideas.
just see like the 3 at the top. How many people ended up getting on? Oh, there's a lot of y'all here.
9 of us. Post if you make something, post it in the group just to help people come up with ideas of what they're going to eat, and post any questions, and we'll get going tomorrow. I told my husband no more cooking for 3 months unless it's on the meal plan, so I hope he listens to me.
Was there any like specific? I know a lot of the guides had recipes for like other programs. I didn't see them specifically on this. Did I just miss them, or?
The only ones they added 3 80-day obsession recipes. I'm going to try one tomorrow into Fixate. So if you go to Beachbody on Demand, Fixate, they have 80-day, and then any of the Fixate recipes that the containers match up good to 80-day obsession, they put a little black circle up by it. You could really use any of those as long as you make sure your containers match up, and those are all really good recipes.
I think I heard that Shift Shop ones were really good too.
Those are really good. I made a lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing you had like wings or something during there. I was like, those look amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope that was helpful. I hope I wasn't rambling too much and y'all got some ideas.
Kelly, I'm going to try to get as organized as you are. I am not. I haven't done any.
I've done all this work and I'm afraid out like 3 days in, I'm going to be like, I'm so tired of these meals.
We have an injury at our house.
Oh, no.
All right. Tell everyone good night. All right, guys. See you later.
Bye. Good night, Charlie. Good luck, guys.